What? What are you talking about? He's dead. How the hell did it happen?
That's pretty good. Grief-stricken wife. How the hell did it happen? No, oh my God, no, that's too bad. No little, even tiny. Oh. He's dead! Don't you care?
Of course I care, of course. I'm very sorry for you, but you know, it's a lot for me to take in all of a sudden.
Really? Really? Are you sure you didn't know about it already, Ariel? Maybe that's why you're here, collecting everything, all the valuables, before anybody else can get here. Huh? What are you going to pretend that somebody ripped you off?
Listen, you know, that's pretty unfair of you. I mean, these are wedding presents here.
Unfair? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being unfair? Was it fair of you to track my father into marrying him?
Listen,
try to bleed him for everything he had?
Excuse me. I'm sorry that your father is dead, okay? I know that you thought he was a very fun, perfect, wonderful man, but the truth is he was terrible to me. He lied to me.
You don't say a word against him. Don't. This is his house. You get out! Leave his things and get out!
Out here, you get used to the good, natural things, like the taste of real cream. Real cream. That's what makes La Creme whipped topping different than those cool whipped.
Versions. Another great challenge from Pressman. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.
We married later that year. And I also felt that he'd been made to suffer enough.
Did John Dixon write a book about his relationship with you?
Yes, he wrote a book called The Loner.
And how did you feel about this book?
I was embarrassed by it.
Why?
Because it invaded my privacy. And I felt like it also gave a very distorted picture of what our marriage was like. You see, there was a character in this book that was clearly based on me, and he presented this character very unsympathetically. He made this woman appear like she had a deep sexual repression, which was the reason for the failure of the marriage.
Did you tell John Dixon how you felt about this book?
Yes, I did. And later, when he wrote a screenplay that was based on the novel, he changed it, and he wrote the character he wrote the character more sympathetically, but then he became angry at me again, and he just switched the whole thing around again.
A hatchet job, that's how you characterize this. Is that true?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And why did he do this? Why was he so angry at you?
He objected to my friendship with James Stenbeck.
But at this point, you've been divorced to John for over a year now. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. And he had also remarried, but I guess he felt it was still his right to interfere in my life.
And how did you feel about this interference?
It made me angry.
Did you ever wish that you'd never become involved with John Dixon?
Yes.
Did you ever think that all your problems would be solved if John Dixon were dead? Please tell the jury.
There certainly were many times that I wished John was out of my life. I just wanted him to forget about me. I'd hoped that his marriage would make him happy. I guess it didn't. John was such a complicated man, but he was such a gifted man. He was kind, and he was generous. Be gentle. I'm not sure what my life would be like right now if he hadn't been a part of it, because whether that part was good or bad, he was a part of my life. And there was a time when that man was very dear to me. And when I found out that he had been killed, very hard.
you swear?
I swear.
Can you tell us what happened on November 19th?
Of course. I had planned on meeting James Stenbeck at the bridge inn outside of...
Did Dr. Dixon learn of your plans to meet Miss... She testified that you were extremely angry. I quote her recollection of your words. I'm not going to live like this, with him following me around, interfering with my life. I've got to find some way to end this. You recall saying that?
Yes.
Did you mean by that you intended to kill him?
No. When I said that, I was in a state of anger and of frustration, but I never intended to kill him. I never intended to kill him.
It's boiling. And a few others I'd rather not translate in mixed company.
I think you better stop right there, darling.
You intended to kill him?
No. When I said that, I was in a state of anger and of frustration, but I never intended to kill him. I never intended to kill him.
Have you ever on other occasions expressed anger towards John Dixon?
Yes.
In front of witnesses?
Yes.
What expressions did you use? The words. Tell us what words you used to express this anger.
Well, I'm afraid that it was fairly usual for me to say things like, I won't stand for this, or I'm not going to let him get away with this. Things like that.
Did you ever use the words, I could kill him?
It's so hard to say or to recall the exact words I used when I was upset. I don't know. It's possible that I could have said that, but when the witnesses come up here and testify that I use certain words, I can't honestly say I use them. The only thing I can be honest about saying is that I never, ever hurt John.
In other words, the things you said were expressions of fear and anger, and not expressions of serious intent.
Yes.
Did you ever contemplate killing John Dixon in retaliation for the assault he made against you?
No.
Did you ever contemplate killing John Dixon because of the pain he inflicted upon your parents as separation and your father's illness?
No.
Did you ever contemplate killing John Dixon because of his interference with your relationship with James Stenbeck?
No.
And yet you told us about your relationship with John Dixon. It was filled with fear, with anger, and even terror. On November 24th, did you meet John Dixon, and perhaps without premeditation, because of the fear and anger that you felt for him, did you pick up James Stenbeck's gun, and did you kill John Dixon?
No! I did not kill him. I did not have that gun. I did not have any gun. I was not there when he was killed. And when I found out that he was murdered, I was horrified. Amy, I don't...
Did there ever in a time during your relationship that it improved, Miss Stewart? It became less bitter?
Yes, there was. There was a time just before he remarried. We'd run into each other in a restaurant. It was by chance, but we started talking, and he told me he was considering getting married again to Ariel Aldrin. It was more or less friendly talk, as I remember.
Why would he discuss his marriage plans with you?
I don't know. I guess he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. See, I think what he really wanted to know is if there was a chance of us getting back together again. And I told him that there wasn't, and he seemed to accept that at the time. And he seemed very excited about a chance to start a new life again. He showed me the engagement ring that he had bought for Ariel. And he also told me that it was a fake diamond.
What did John Dixon feel about your relationship between James Stenbeck?
Of it. He didn't like James.
Did he try to stop it?
Yes.
How?
Well, he would come to see me. He would tell me I was making a mistake.